Now we have a question today from Nicole, and it's a really important question. I'm hearing it from so many New Yorkers. Nicole says, what's happening for renters? My salary was cut and I can't pay the rent and my bills. What are you doing for people like us? Nicole, I'm calling on our Rent Guidelines Board to have a rent freeze for over 2 million New Yorkers who live in rent-stabilized apartments. It's time for a rent freeze, and the Rent Guidelines Board has that ability. I'm asking them to use it. We're in the middle of the greatest economic crisis in generations. Certainly that justifies a rent freeze. Now, we also need help from the state of New York. So first of all, I want to see them extend that eviction moratorium beyond this crisis, not just for the worst time of this crisis, but for at least 60 days after the crisis, to make sure that we don't see people thrown out of their apartments as soon as the problems go away. We don't want to see people suddenly evicted. We want time for people to start catching up on their rent and having the ability to start their livelihoods again and be protected. Second, I want to see people be able to use their security deposit to pay the rent. There's no reason a security deposit should be sitting in a bank account and you can't access them to pay your rent if you have no other money. It's not good for you. It's actually not good for the landlord either. State has to change that law to allow renters to do that. And third, look, you should be able, if you can't pay the rent, if you just have no income, if you have nowhere to get an income, you should be able to defer rent payments for up to 12 months and then pay back on a payment plan. We have to come up with a fair system to do it, but it's something, again, the state can do. They should do it because so many people just aren't going to have a choice. We have to keep a roof over your head. One more question. It comes from Chris. Chris says, I support your decision to close schools, but by June, I think we'll be in a better place. Can we please consider still having graduation ceremonies for our seniors? Well, Chris, I appreciate this question. We're talking about 75,000 young people who have been looking forward to that graduation day for years, who are working hard right now to put together the credits to graduate. Look, the first thing we have to do is recognize this class of 2020 has gone through something no other class has ever gone through. We have to recognize them, appreciate them, help them in every way we can. Our first job is to help as many of those seniors to graduation day, ready to graduate as possible. Our Department of Education is making that a major priority right now. Even if they can't be in the school buildings, we're reaching each and every senior to help them. And then, look, I want them motivated to finish and complete that graduation. I want them to be able to look forward to that day. I don't know if we'll be ready in June with everything going on with the coronavirus. But what I want to do is, if it can't be June, hopefully at some other point in the summer, we can have graduation ceremonies. It's too early to tell, that's the truth. But I want to make sure we honor these young people. I want to make sure we let them know we value them. And if there's any way at all we can have that special moment for them, we want to do that. Most importantly, we want to make sure they get the credits they need to graduate so they can go on with their future. This crisis will be over. At some point, it will be over. We got to help our young people to continue to build their futures no matter what's going on with the coronavirus. So everyone, thank you. As always, great questions. Really appreciate them. Keep them coming, and I'll keep giving you answers. Thanks a lot.